G'day, I'm off on a 5-day road trip around Canada where my YouTube followers pick where I go, where I stay, and what I eat. And you're coming. Last night on a YouTube live stream, I asked my audience to tell me where I should go for the first night of my 4-night road trip. We agreed on Ottawa and the Andaz Hotel. And the reason I'm doing this is because I came to Montreal early and I had nothing to do, and I thought this might be a good distraction and hopefully make a good video. I'm in a Ford Mustang on Route 417. I'm about halfway to Ottawa and I've stopped here at a truck stop called Herbs.
We are on the 34 in Van Cleek-Hill.
And you're paying about 90 cents US a litre here in Canada for fuel. A few of you alerted me to a Ferrari festival that was on. My first stop in Ottawa is in Little Italy for a noisy Ferrari festival. It's not just Ferraris, it's Vespa scooters, it's Fiats, Lamborghinis, Maseratis, and pretty much everything in between. And boy, is it noisy and colourful. There were several thousand people lining both sides of the roads as this parade of vehicles just headed around and around these streets. Then I found one imposter, a Ford GT. Well, despite check-in being 4 p.m, I was allowed to get in at 2, and I'm on the 4th level here. The room's nice, thankfully. You get a couple of treats, like these are free, the chips and the soft drinks in the minibar are also free. And next to the bed, 2 sets of earplugs. Why? Out here is a construction site, and thankfully, it's a Saturday, so there'll be no construction going on today or tomorrow morning. But I imagine these would be quite valuable if you were wanting to sleep during the daytime. I did think the hotel might be a bit nicer than this. Look, nothing wrong with it, but I've come from a hotel in Montreal that had a really lovely buzz downstairs. But with that said, I'm now going to go out and have a look at Parliament House and have a wander around the city.
This is the Bywood Market in Ottawa. Very popular with the tourists. You'll have a great time walking around here today.
A number of you said I had to try this, a beaver tail, and you get them from a little stand right in the heart of Ottawa. It's a quirky place, very popular. And what is this?
Or like a squash donut where you just put toppings on top.
Cinnamon, sugar and lemon. Oh yeah, deadly good. That's remarkably good. This is a unique business. This is the Dark Fork, a restaurant where most of its serving staff are blind and you eat in the dark, so you experience what it's like to be blind yourself. Well guys, it is great to be here in Owato. No, I think that should be Ottawa. And just a short walk from the major touristy part is Majors Hill Park. Ottawa is the national capital for Canada, and behind me is Parliament House, but looks quite ugly with all those cranes. I'm sure once that's finished, it'll look spectacular. A lot of you said Ottawa was boring, but from the little I saw of it, I thought it was charming. Now tonight, at the insistence of a number of my YouTube followers, I'm at North and Navy in Ottawa, and as you can hear, it's a lively buzz. It's North Italian cuisine. And while I had a few dishes, the standout was the Colagiornos and Pomodoro Ristretto. Solid 8 out of 10. Well, quite frankly, I would have been happy with the sauce and some bread. That was North and Navy. Now it's off to bed and then an early start tomorrow morning. Well, day 2 of my Canadian road trip, and today we're on the road to Montebello and then to Mont Tremblant, and a very interesting accommodation choice. But before I get out of Ottawa, I'm on the Alexandra Bridge. Now, if I was 18 and a half and I had a beer in my hand, I could legally have a drink here. However, if I move 1 metre here, I'd be breaking a law. And that's because the legal drinking age in Quebec, which is that side of the river, is 18, whereas in Ontario, it's 19. Then it was back on the road to an attraction that my live stream audience implored me to visit, the Fairmont Hotel in Montebello. And have a look at it. It is ornate. I can't imagine how long this took to build and how much wood they used. I've just priced it on hotels.com, about $350 US for tonight. Not that I'm staying here, but I thought that was pretty good value. Lovely property. Welcome to Park Omega. Lots of animals in the wild, apparently. A couple of piglets having a feed. He's a fair size. That was a nice distraction for an hour. Plenty of deer. Didn't see a moose though. Just had a pretty good chicken pita bread from this place, and now the sat-nav is showing 56 minutes to Mont Tremblant. I'd booked one night in a dome on the outskirts of Mont Tremblant. Well, there are no restaurants nearby where I'm staying, so I've headed down here to the IGA to stock up and cook my own meal. $90 later, that's about 70 US, and now it's back to the bubble. When I saw this on Airbnb, I liked the idea of just being away from everyone and everything, and I wasn't disappointed. And this is a pretty nice thing to be doing out here in the wilderness. I bought some nice steaks and made a salad. Well, technically two. Not my best work, but there were no complaints. After a good night's rest, it's now back on the road with a short 20-kilometre run to the picturesque ski village of Mont Tremblant. I found a race circuit that's hosted 2 Formula One races, and a lot of F1 drivers have actually driven here for practice, the likes of Fernando Alonso, Lewis Hamilton and Gerhard Berger. And I can tell you that Lawrence Stroll used to own this track, had it for a number of years, and eventually sold it because of noise complaints. And this man, Marc Genet, holds the unofficial track record, set in an early 2000s Ferrari F1 car. As I was driving around, I spotted this sign and remembered many on the live stream said I had to go there.
What people do here is they do the hot for 10 to 15 minutes, and then directly after they go into the cold for a few seconds, and then the relaxation for 10 to 15 minutes again. Typically people spend 3 to 4 hours here, but they can spend the whole day.
Well, that was quite funny. I was speaking to one of the managers having a struggle getting across what I wanted to do, and Beatrice popped up and said, "I follow you." So she ended up doing the explaining for me, and it made it so much easier. I think I need to say thank you to whoever it was, and I think there was actually a few people who suggested I come to Mont Tremblant. It's a gorgeous looking place. Lots of greenery, lovely lakes, a number of very nice looking golf courses too on the road into and out of the main part of town. And food-wise, my gut feel this is going to be great. I've stopped here for a avocado toast and a smoothie. The look of the place behind me, it's just got so much character. And in the centre of town here, it has a almost Disneyland type feel with all these beautiful retail outlets painted in different colours. G'day and welcome to room 424 at Le Westin Hotel at the bottom of the ski mountain here at Mont Tremblant. Now if you're a skier, that's pretty handy. The hotel itself, nice, great foyer. I think that's been done up recently. New restaurant, they said. They're upgrading the swimming pool now and they've still got a bit of work to do on the roof. But in terms of room, good size. The furniture, yeah, it's a bit old and daggy, but I think by next year, the gentleman told me that these will all be upgraded. The only thing staying, he said, was the screen and that fireplace. Yes, that is a real fireplace with real fire. Now I have just one night here and I'll be probably staying here now that I've checked in at, just prior to 3 p.m. Although it does say 4 p.m. check-in. Thankfully, if your room's ready, they'll let you check in early. So that's the hotel behind me, and there's quite a lot of shopping here, really beautiful buildings. And it's just starting to rain, and it's cold. It's just so pretty. I can't imagine what this is like with a few feet of snow on the ground here. Behind me is the Telecabine Express. It goes to the top of the mountain. It's about $28 US for a ticket, and that's round trip. It's a grey day, and at the top of the mountain I think there might be a fair bit of cloud, so we may not have a view, but we'll find out in about 8 minutes. Well, I didn't pick the best day to come. Look at the view up here. It's just clouded in, so we'll head straight back down and then off to Quebec City. It's day 4 now, and it's a long 3-hour, 50-minute drive to Quebec City. I think I'm about halfway, and I've stopped here at some town. I don't even know what it's called, at Tim Hortons, but nothing in there that appealed, so I've got to find something else now. I had no idea what town this is. Turns out this is the home of Gilles Villeneuve's museum. I ordered chicken and chips, and the girl behind the counter said, "Do you want poutine?" I thought, why not? So So this is chicken with poutine.
Les compteurs, vous les boss, van est ready?
Merci beaucoup.
De rien.
This is a crazy amount of food. Not all this will be eaten, I promise you. Let's start with the poutine, see how I remember it. I don't love it as much as beaver tail, but completely different dishes, I know. It turns out Gilles' museum is all of 250 metres this way, so I'll see if I can stick my head in and just have a 1 minute look around. Now imagine if you're a Gilles Villeneuve fan, this will thrill you. There's plenty of cars on offer here, a number of race suits, and a whole lot of memorabilia. Now, hang on a second. I thought this museum was linked with the family, and I spoke to Jacques the other day at the track in Montreal and said, hey, I've just come back from your father's museum. He said, nope, nothing to do with us. In fact, the two parties don't even get along. Back to the video. Well, that took the best part of 6 hours from my last hotel to this one. And boy, is this impressive. And I booked this despite the fact that a lot of you said, book the Fairmont, which I think I can see from the top here. But the Fairmont was nearly double the price and a bit old and daggy. And I like modern. And what I absolutely kill for is an outside deck. And look at this one. And at night, I imagine it'll be even better. Oh, and I haven't shown you the foyer. Come and have a look. Just beautiful use of design and colour down here in the foyer. Love the black and white checkered tiles. And in this area, plenty of books for you to read and even some table games. And this is quite a gorgeous looking bar. Well, this is the Fairmont. It's a very oldie-worldy. Lots of wood, elegant lighting. Not my style of hotel, but I imagine for many, it's probably a heaven. Well, there's no doubt this is a very pretty place. Although I don't think I've seen any locals here. It seems to be lots of tourists, in particular Americans, Chinese, some Filipinos, and one Australian. But in terms of appearance, it's pretty special. I've just had a very nice hamburger with chips down here in one of these pedestrian areas at Le Frères de la Côte. It was an 8.5 out of 10, and the chips were quality. Proper potatoes, well cooked. Well, great night's sleep at Monsieur Jean Hotel, and now it's off to one final site here in Quebec City, and that is a waterfall. So for about $12 US, you get to park in this special car park here, and the walk is about 250 metres to the falls. That is Montmorency Falls. It is noisy and impressive, and there are 487 steps that I'm now about to walk down. Well, I'm not much of a tourist, but I just spent best part of 50 minutes here and thoroughly enjoyed every moment of it. It's nothing like Niagara or Iguazu Falls, but in the absence of those falls, this was a great substitute. Now, unless something dramatic happens on my way back to Montreal, I'm probably going to say this is the end of my road trip. 5 days, 4 nights, discovering some marvellous countryside, and something I recommend you do if you have 5 days with nothing to do in this part of the world. Now, before I go, please hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so, and for those of you who have become members, appreciate that, and if you're not one of them, why not consider it? Finally, thanks for watching.
And stay passionate.